on IG for 24 hours. So here we are. This is April 1st, Wednesday Wisdom, some meditation medicine for all of you out there and for me. Hi, everybody. I love you guys checking in. Come on in. So I'm about to begin. I want you guys to make sure you have a glass of water and that you're in a place where you can close your eyes, relax, and really go within. So when you guys are ready, let me see some thumbs up. If you're ready to go, let me see some thumbs up. Hi from Russia. Awesome, you guys. Come on in. This is our room, right? This is our meditation experience. So as we're all collecting and joining in together, I've asked everybody to get a glass of water. Now, as we begin, I want you guys, remember, water has memory. If you guys watch my videos from Seeking the Sacred Earth, water was the first video I made, basically. Water holds memory. It holds emotional states. You can charge it. You can, with your intention, it changes its literal molecular shape. So right now, we want to just, with our water, with our intention, ask it to hold the goodness that you're going to be creating today. So that when this meditation is over, I want you guys to all take the water, say thank you, and then drink it. But for right now, place it by your side so that it can be literally holding and memorizing the energy that you're about to create. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I want you to rub your hands together, right? Because our hands are our healing mitts, so to speak. And we're going to create some energy in our hands now to place on our body as we begin this meditation. So you can really you can feel the heat, right? Here you are as a creator creating energy already. So now place one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly, below your belly button. And now, as much as you may want to keep your eyes open, I challenge you to now close your eyes. I'll be here for reference. I'm not going anywhere, but close your eyes now. I just want you to acknowledge where you're at. Here we are in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of something we've never seen in our lifetime. Literally a global shutdown. I don't know about you guys, but I never imagined that I'd be living through something like this. So let's just acknowledge where we're at emotionally at this time. And you'll start feeling it in your body just enough that we bring attention to it. It will begin to speak our body. So just notice. How does your heart feel? How does your chest feel? And your belly. How does your belly feel? We often hold our anxiety and our fear in our stomach. Your hands present on the body, it's telling it right now, you're safe. You can relax. And we just notice. What does it feel like to tell the body that it's safe? I want you guys to start really recognizing your breath. How are you breathing right now? Are you holding your breath? Is your breath shallow? Is it deep? We want to take it deep. So here we go. Let's inhale through the nose. And I want you to exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Continue to do this as you listen to me speak. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Continue to breathe and listen to me. As you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're inhaling peace and comfort, As you exhale through the mouth, I want you to imagine that you are expelling all the fear and anxiety or anger and frustration that you're feeling. So inhale. And send it out the mouth. And with your eyes closed, you may envision what you're sending out your mouth to be like a dark cloud of smoke. It could be gray, it could be black, a dark blue, weird rusty red, whatever it is. Inhale. And then let it leave the body. The anger, the frustration, and the tension. Now let your breathing just go back to normal and just notice what that has done. Maybe it's not done anything. Maybe it's made the anxiety and frustration worse. Maybe it's taken some of it away. Just notice. What we want is the noticing, not so much the result. And continue to breathe. And now you can just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And you can let your hands land wherever is comfortable. Oftentimes the palms up are when we want to receive information and guidance. Palms down is when we're wanting to ground and feel that sense of security and safety. So as this meditation is really going to be about security and safety, I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, palms down. Now I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you have roots growing out your bottom and your feet. And particularly whatever you're sitting on. Your bum, is it a chair? Is it you're sitting on a bed, on a couch, on the ground, on the earth? Right now, I want you to imagine that root system that you're creating in your mind's eye, that it starts burrowing down through the floor of the building you're in, down into Mother Earth. Send your root system through the base of your body and through your feet down into Mother Earth. Deep, penetrate the crust, the rocks. There's water within the earth. Go through it all the way down into the center of the planet. And specifically, we call upon Gaia, which is the 5D earth, the fifth dimensional earth. So some people see the core of the planet as like a ball of molten lava or fire. Some see it as a big iron ball. Some people see it as a great crystal. Some people, when they encounter the center of the earth, see it as a grandmother archetype or a mother archetype. What is it for you? Take notice. Because I want you to get comfortable with going into this place. I want you to wrap your roots around whatever it is that you see. And if it's a ball of fire, let your roots become roots of fire. If it's an iron ball, let them become steel-like, whatever it takes to meld with the center of the earth. And now as you exhale, I want you to imagine that all the frustration, the anger, the confusion, the fear, and the anxiety, I want you to send it straight through the roots that you've created down into the center of our planet. This is her job. We just forgot how to use her to transmute the negative feelings. She will take them all. And perhaps on some other side of the earth, she pushes them out in their daisies somewhere. We don't know. Our job is to let go and let her take the burden of what we're feeling right now. So remember, as you inhale, you're inhaling peace. And as you exhale, now you can send all of those negative, difficult feelings down through your root system into the center of the earth. And now notice. Put your hand back on your heart and your belly. Now notice how your body is feeling. And if there's more to let go of, send it down through the root system into the center of the planet. Send it down. now I want you to imagine that the center of the earth now sends you a brilliant, silver, crystalline light flowing up through your root system. Flowing up through your root system comes this crystalline silver light from the center of the planet. And as it goes up your root system, it goes up your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs. It goes into the root of your torso. It pulls around your hips. It shoots up into the lower belly where our hands have been, through your lower back, up into your stomach, into your chest, your lungs. And when you get to the lungs, I want you to imagine that this silver light starts to penetrate every cell of your lungs. Let it go through your back, into your heart, up your esophagus, your trachea. And just know, what does this feel like as this is happening? Let it go up through the shoulders, out your arms, through the elbow, through the forearm, through the wrist, out through your hands. Let it pool. This silver light, let it pool in the palms of your hands. Now let the light go up into your neck, your jaw. We hold so much tension in our jaw. Let the silver light from Mother Earth just melt it all. Let it go up through the back of your head, into your brain, your eyes, your mouth, your nose, bathing your entire body in this silver crystalline diamond light. Now let it go up to the top of your head. And place your hand on the top of your head. This is a place we don't touch enough. I want you to imagine that this silver light is creating a great bubble on top of your head. So perfect in its silver crystalline purity. And now as you take your hand off your head, it opens into a tube going straight up. And I want you to imagine that wherever that tube stops or lands, the now pours through a golden honey light. And it's like the consistency of honey. I want you to see it in your mind's eye coming through this tube, this silver tube that you've created. And it's going to land on the top of your head. And now this golden light, it is going to infuse every cell of your body, every organ, every system. It's going to return it to its optimum functioning state, and it's going to cleanse it of anything that's inhibiting its perfect function. So let this golden honey drain down your body as you listen to me. There are 4 points of awareness I want you to hold now that we've created. 1, we've created what is below us, the center of the planet, where we come to ground, where we come to release, where we come to let go. And she will take all of that dark energy and transmute it into something beautiful. And then I want you to acknowledge that now where we're receiving this golden honey light, we also have Father's sky, what is above us, right? And yes, we know some of what is above us, what is space, but there's so much we don't know. And we can call on that infinite source to bring us a sense of expansion, joy, and hope. Then what you have now, where I want you to go into, is the inside of yourself, which is when you're closing your eyes, like I've asked you to do, and you're envisioning these images, you are creating from within you. You are creating the world around you. Now, I want you to imagine with your eyes closed again, and remember that golden honey is going to be going all the way through your body. We're going to go into this 3rd point, this 3rd place, because the 4th is the outside world, and we can change the outside world by changing what's within. So let's go in. I want you to imagine that as you inhale, a green emerald light begins to form at your heart center. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine that it expands to circulate your entire chest. Inhale, and the green intensifies. Exhale, and you just expand it into your chest. Imagine this green is like this pure emerald green, gem-like in its brilliance. And now I'd like for you to imagine that you get very small. And imagine that you go inside of this green bubble. You're surrounded by this emerald, crystalline light, so brilliant, so bright, and so green. What is it like to be completely surrounded by brilliant green light? How does it feel in your body? And now I want you to imagine, as you're experiencing being surrounded and enveloped by this green light, I want you to imagine that a door appears before you. What does the door look like? Is it metal? Is it wooden? Is it crystal? Is it made of leaves and roots? What does it look like? Is there writing on the door? Does the door have a window? How big is the door? Is there a knob? How are you going to open it? Because that's the next step. I want you to open this door and walk through it. Now, as you step into this place, I want to remind you that this is your safe place. What you see and experience here cannot hurt you. This is your heart center. Our heart is our portal to our healing. So walk on in and notice, what is the first thing that you see? A lot of people, when they first enter their heart center, there is a guide who represents our highest self, the part of ourself that is most wise, the part of ourself who has a perspective on this earth journey that we don't. So if you are greeted, take note. What are you greeted by? Is it an animal? Is it an old man? Is it a fairy? What is it? Now, a lot of people, when they go into the heart center, because we've brought our attention to green, they often see nature, trees, grass, flowers. This is very much like how a video game unfolds for you. As your character moves on, the environment will create itself. Allow it to do so. And as you're exploring this place, your guide may want to show you a certain part. Follow them. And if no guide has presented themselves, I want you to just explore this area. Turn around, look around. Some people experience ponds, oceans, rivers, whatever it is for you. And I want you to find a spot in this beautiful land of yours, your personal heart center, your personal safe space. And I want you to sit. And I want you to acknowledge how beautiful it is. This is the place to go when the fear and the anxiety and the overwhelm and the frustration and the anger are too much to bear. Separate yourself get to a place where you can be quiet and go in to this heart space. Open the door to your heart and go into this world. As I'm speaking, I want you to continue to sit and allow your heart center space to speak to you. Animals may come up. Things will continue to create themselves. In my heart center space, began as if I was sort of on this lush cliffside, and I could see the ocean, and then boats started docking, right? Or there mountains formed behind me. Let it form right now as you have me as your guide. Let it form because you are safe. This is your safe spot. When you're having trouble sleeping, because from my clients and followers, a lot of people are talking about insomnia. This is the place you go to. And you can even imagine, and now follow this with me, you can imagine that you build a tent or a tree house or a house or a castle or a pyramid, whatever it is, a place where you can go and sleep in this spot. And so when you're woken up in the middle of the night, you just go into this place and imagine that that is where you're sleeping. And you will have incredible dreams, always. So this is the place that when I'm working with clients, we meet our inner child. We meet the archetypes that we need to start embodying in our life. This is the sacred space. So my gift to you today is that now that you have unlocked this space, it will never close on you. You have access to this now, always. Oftentimes, artists who have awakened this spot and know how to enter this spot, this is where you get incredible inspiration and downloads to write the book, to write the script, right? This is also where we can get the inspiration to contact that person that maybe we need to make amends with. This is also where relatives who have passed on may come and want to speak to you, your ancestors, your elders. The main thing to remember is that this is your heart space. Nothing can harm you here. Now, things may present as, for instance, a wounded part of yourself may present itself, and it may not look beautiful, but your job in this heart-centered space is to observe it. And through your observation alone, it will change. So I want to give you guys a few more minutes to really explore this space before I take us out, and then I'm going to be here to answer questions. If you followed Seeking the Sacred Earth, you know that animals, our animal brothers and sisters, are incredibly important for our spiritual awakening and our spiritual practice. So you may or may not have a guide who has come in, but specifically now I want you to send out an intention that an animal spirit and totem for this next week come forth for you within this heart center. And see what presents itself. For me, I not only saw many squirrels at the park this morning, but they started coming up very close to me, and indeed in my heart center now, I'm seeing a squirrel. So, take note of what this animal is. And give thanks to it, because its message will become clear on the other side of this meditation. Now, for those of you who had a guide greet you, that guide is now going to give you some sort of gift, a talisman. It could be an object. It could just be a vision. And it may not make sense. But accept it. Because on the other side of this meditation, it will start making sense. Now give great thanks to your guide, however you do that. and to the animal if one came to you. And take another look at this place that is here for you anytime. You won't even have to do a meditation to get there. You can just go straight there eventually. But for now, we find the door. Take one last look. How does this feel in your body to know that this sacred space is yours and yours alone? And now, leave the space, close the door, and you're back in the green bubble of light. And give great thanks to yourself that you took the time today to come do a guided meditation and creative visualization when you could be doing so many other things. Now come back to your body with your hand on your heart and a hand on your lower belly. And I want you to just acknowledge what's different now than when you began. What's different now than when you sat down to join this IG Live? And we thank Mother Earth, and we thank Father Sky, we thank ourselves. And now I want you to thank the community around you, because everybody who's on this call is a community. And I want you to imagine we're all these beings of light in a great circle together. Knees touching. And I want you to imagine that you're sending that green energy of your heart into the center of the circle. And everyone is sending it into the center of the circle. And it becomes this massive firework of healing heart energy that then bathes us, surrounds us all. And now I want you to imagine that that green that is surrounding you, that you expand it into the room that you're in. Expand it into the building you're in. Expand it into your neighborhood. Expand it into your city. Expand the bubble into the state you're in, the region you're in. Surround your entire country in this green, loving, heart-centered light. And now surround the entire globe in your mind's eye in a great big bubble of green, healing, loving light. Some people experience this, that they're in the center of the earth and the green bubble is around them, encompassing the earth. Some people experience this as that they're looking from outside space onto the planet and the bubble of light is around the planet. Whatever works for you. This is powerful healing work that you are doing for the collective. So, as you let that vision go of the earth surrounded by the green healing light, I want you to place both hands on your heart and allow that light to come back in. Now, eventually we'll close with mantras, but I want us to go slow with these meditations to sort of lay a groundwork, a ground for where we're going to build on. And this space of the heart center is what we're going to continue to build on as we do these creative visualizations, because in that space, we create all sorts of change. So I want you to take your water now and drink the water that has been charged with this experience. Okay. This is a very different kind of meditation. This is what I do with my clients. And I'm sure you have questions, so ask away. I'm looking at the feed and I will try to answer them as best I can. And if you don't have any questions and you want to just slip off into nap, have a quick little nap, whatever it is you'd like to do, go ahead and do it. I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes. And if you want to keep your questions private, you can always email me at info@thegoodwoo.org. And if you're interested in a private session, you can also email me at that same email address, or go to thegoodwoo.org and look on the services tab where you'll see the different one-on-one sessions that I'm offering. And if you are in financial transformation and those prices are not something you can handle right now, all you have to do is ask me for a sliding scale and assistance, or if you want to trade, totally open to that. But if you're moved to get a session, that means that the timing is right for this kind of work, and I will support you in that. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have it. Okay, so the question is, how often do you recommend doing this sort of meditation? I would recommend, if you have the space and the time to do it, which I think a lot of us do right now, to do this when you wake up in the morning and before you go to sleep. And again, when you wake up in the middle of the night, immediately go to this place. Don't let the thoughts take you away, and the anxiety, the fear. Just go straight to this place. This is also, as you start doing this, you'll see that when you go straight, you can go straight to this place all the time. But you're going to find that you're really going to desire to go into this world and follow that. Give yourself the time. Like, a really wonderful way to do this is to go to a park and literally sit down on the earth, ground yourself into Mother Earth, and then go into this space and stay there as long as feels good. And notice what you meet. And when you're creating, notice what you're creating. As I've worked in this space, it's created itself, and you can find that you can take walks into the mountains, and then you meet a different guide, and it will really sort of adapt to what's going on in your life and the answers that you need. That's the brilliant part about creative visualization. Einstein said, if you can imagine it, it's real. And so what you're doing is accessing a whole nother dimension of your existence. And it will then inform your earth life, and you will begin to heal and just feel more safe and connected. So I would suggest, especially in times of anger, anxiety, and fear, go to this place. And you get better at it, faster at moving into this space, if you're doing it every morning when you wake up and every morning when you go to bed. And if you have to make a choice, I would say definitely do it before sleep. So this is, yes, how can I connect with Grandpa's soul? Is there a way to do it? Yes, so this is an interesting question, and perhaps I need to create a teaching on this. So the intent to connect with a loved one who has transitioned into another level of being, right? Because there's no such thing as death. We just move on to a different realm. And this universe is made up of many, 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 many realms, infinite realms. So as human in a body, we have a lot of power to access all of these realms through meditation, through these creative visualizations, and through raising our vibration. So I would go into this heart-centered space with the intention of connecting with your grandfather and see if it manifests and what happens. A lot of times it instantly, that soul instantly shows up. Now, this is another meditation that I was going to do, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek. You can create a space in this heart-centered world of yours that is specifically for conversations with those who are alive that you're having challenges with, or those who have parted that you had challenges with. For me, it was it's an island off of the shore, and I swim to it. And when I get to that island, there on the beach is that person or that loved one who's crossed over, or the challenging person, and I have a conversation with them, a conversation that maybe I couldn't have in, say, this waking life. And every time I do this, there is a huge transition in that relationship in my waking life. So that's another way that you can use this, and it's all in your intention. So if you're wanting to connect with loved ones who have transitioned, that's how to do it, with your intention. And if they don't show up, that means that perhaps they're busy in another realm, like learning something else, and you just honor that. You let it go. So sometimes our intentions will manifest what we're desiring, and some of them won't, and we have to be graceful with that. You guys are very sweet. I'm getting a lot of stunning compliments. Oh, your guide was a hummingbird. So that's beautiful. Hummingbird is very much about community. And so for those of you who did see an animal, today take some time to research what that animal represents symbolically, because that's going to give you insight into what your next moves need to be. And whatever the object was that your guide gave you, if it's not completely automatically known to you what it means, then research that object, or really sit with it and journal on that object. Oh, thank you. So somebody says, I'm an energy healer and I felt everything you said. It's great how the people are open to this during this time and period. I know it's tough to raise the vibration of the planet. Yes. Thank you for that comment. This is really the time, because as we're in this transitional state where literally everything is shut down, we are naturally going to experience a slowing down of our own mental, emotional, and spiritual pace. Now, what that does is it makes the pain louder. But that's what we need. We need all of our pain to get loud so that we can then heal it and transmute it and let it go and let it leave, so that we can really make space for the new energy that's on the other side of this pause. So I got a question about movies. Well, the movie industry's shut down right now, y'all. So I did have a movie that just came out called Beneath Us right before everything shut down. But for right now, my focus is really going to be on serving you guys with content like this. And so maybe that will satiate your desire to see me in movies, because you'll be seeing me like this, which you're not going to see in a movie, me live. And also making videos and teachings both on my website that links to YouTube, and also I'm going to be starting a Patreon page where, for those of you who want more in-depth, because in many ways I'm trying to give you guys the baseline, simple beginners of how to go into these higher realms of consciousness. But for those of you who want more, I'm starting a Patreon page where you can hear me talk about the deep woo-woo of this stuff, where we, really can go into what I've learned over the past 30 years. Any more questions, you guys? And then we'll end this. And remember, I'm going to be doing this at least once a week. If this is something that you guys want more of, want it more than once a week, then comment. Leave comments. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'll be doing these lives on the Lynn Collins page, But I'll also be posting a lot of stuff on the Good Woo with Lynn Collins. So if you're interested in the Good Woo stuff, make sure you're checking the other page as well. Although the lives will always be on the Lynn Collins page so that I'm reaching as many people as possible. Can we say hello to your son? So I try to keep him out of screen time in general. Like he doesn't play with the phone or iPads or anything. But also I'm trying to keep his life as private as possible because he's definitely said that he wanted to be an actor more than once. So he'll have that journey on his own when he's an adult. I'm going to try to keep him and his life as private as possible. But believe me, to get him to not come in here is a lot. I have to, bribe him with a wonderful surprise whenever I'm done with these. I have not been to Ireland, but I have a wonderful friend, Martina Buckley, who has invited me to Ireland. And, when this lifts, perhaps that will be my first trip. Anything else, you guys, before we end? Thank you all for taking the time to join. If this is something, okay, I got a request for twice a week. That is definitely doable. If this is something that you feel people in your life would respond to this kind of material, would enjoy this kind of material, please send this to them because this replay will be live for 24 hours and I'll also post the video right here so that you guys will have access to it. Most importantly, I want you guys to share this information because now you, as you see this, as you learn these techniques, you then become the lighthouse, right? And then you can start your page and your YouTube channel to reach the people that are in your life. So I give this information to you so that you can learn it, absorb it, master it, and then you pass it on to the people in your life, in your country, in your city. Kisses to all of you who are asking for kisses. And thank you guys so much for viewing. Remember, this will be up for 24 hours in the IG story page. Blessings to all of you. Use this technique and let me know how it goes. And let me know, what was your guide like? What was your animal like? And what was the object you received? Blessings to all of you through this time. This is our chance to get real with who we truly are. Use it. Don't waste it. Use it, don't waste it.